3 things that help you motivate yours. The main motive why we procrastinate is because we aren't influenced sufficient. And there isn't one single thing that determines motivation. In this text we discuss the 3 factors that have an impact on self-motivation. I know that I am alleged to do a particular activity like adventure or observe a book or write letters. But I have a tendency to put off those indefinitely, bringing up various excuses. The foremost cause why we procrastinate is because we are not influenced enough. Being a mentor for a bunch of younger gifted college students in a main MBA university lets in me in a role where I can see lack of self-motivation as one of the biggest hindrances in scholar and professional life. And there isn't one unmarried element that determines motivation. 1. I have to recognize my wishes. These may be the need for safety, for cash, food, clothing, and shelter, or a need for companionship, or a need for approval, or a need to meet my debt to various people. 2. I should recognize the end result of which hobby would satisfy those all or some of those desires. 3. I ought to have the electricity or the resources, cash, time and many others, to spend on those activities. The above are multiplicative. That is, if any of the 3 isn't always there, I might not be motivated. If I do not understand my wishes, then no pastime could inspire me. If I do not have the strength or the resources, then I cannot finish the hobby satisfactorily. If I do no longer recognize how to satisfy my desires, then I will not be influenced. Therefore, I ought to link the activity that I dislike to a want. For instance, if I worry that I will fail a direction, and therefore have a want to bypass it and dispose of my fear, I can hyperlink an undertaking to that want. If I need the approval of my colleagues, and the distasteful hobby will fulfill that need, then I will try and do the hobby. Whether I end the hobby or no longer is primarily based on the assets handy. If I do no longer have the time, or I delayed it a lot that I can't possibly end, then I am no longer motivated to do the pastime, even though I know that the activity will fulfill a want. The identical principle holds true for motivating others. If I do no longer understand the needs of any other man or woman, I cannot offer him an activity, the end result of which could satisfy the wishes. If I do realize his desires and I can hyperlink it to an activity that I need him to do, and I provide him with the approach and resources, such as education, to try this interest, the person might be stimulated.